You ever feel like your body's trying to whisper something to you? Like, not yell, just whisper. A soft little nudge when you get out of bed. Maybe your knees don't feel quite as steady. Your hands tingle while brushing your teeth. Or your legs. Man, your legs feel like they're carrying bricks when you're just trying to get to the kitchen. That was me. I brushed it off at first. Just aging, I told myself. But what if I told you? It's not just age. It's not just time doing its thing. It's collagen. Or rather, the loss of it. By the time we hit 65, most of us have lost over 30% of our body's natural collagen. That glue that holds our joints, our skin, our nerves, all of it together, it's slipping away. And nobody told me that. No one said the tingling in my fingers or the weakness in my knees was preventable, that it could be reversed. But guess what? It can. And you won't need some fancy pill or injection. You just need vegetable. Yep, the kind from your grocery store. I'm going to walk you through the 8 most collagen-rich, nerve-healing, joint-loving vegetables you can eat after 60, ranked from the least to the most powerful. And trust me, by the time I hit number 3, your jaw might hit the floor. It did for me. So if your fingers feel numb, your legs don't carry you like they used to, or you're just tired of feeling stiff and sore, stick with me. Let's start this journey together, one vegetable at a time. Vegetable number 8, red bell peppers, the colorful collagen catalyst. I used to think red bell peppers were just for salads. Crunchy, colorful, no big deal. But it turns out these red beauties are actually powerhouses for anyone over 60, especially if you're dealing with aching knees, weak grip, or stiff joints. Here's what blew my mind. Half a cup of raw red bell pepper has more than 150% of your daily vitamin C needs, and vitamin C is the starter switch for collagen production. Without it, your body just kind of gives up on making collagen. That spark your body needs to turn amino acids into strong, springy collagen fibers, that's vitamin C. So while we're sitting here wondering why our knees creak and our fingers go numb, the answer might be sitting in the crisper drawer of our fridge. But there's more. Red bell peppers contain a powerful antioxidant called capsaicin. This little compound fights oxidative stress, basically the internal rust that eats away at our joints and nerves. That stiffness, that burning feeling you get when you first stand up after sitting for a while, capsaicin helps quiet that storm. I started eating them raw whenever I could. Tossed in a salad, dipped in hummus, sometimes even just plain. When I cooked them, I added them at the very end because heat can zap their nutrients. Little by little, my hands felt stronger, my knees didn't complain as much, and all from a veggie I'd ignored for years. It's funny how healing doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it's just red and crunchy and already in your fridge. Vegetable number 7, spinach. Aturia, the silent defender of my joints and nerves. Spinach, Popeye's favorite, right? I used to toss it into smoothies just to feel healthy, but I didn't realize just how essential it is, especially after 60. Spinach doesn't shout about its benefits. It's a quiet warrior. But once I learned how it works inside my body, I never looked at a leaf the same way again. First off, spinach is packed with beta-carotene, which turns into vitamin A in the body. And vitamin A is the genetic switch for collagen. Without it, your body literally cannot turn on collagen production. That's why when we get older, we start getting stiff, creaky, and loose-skinned. It's not just wear and tear. It's a system that's stalled out. But spinach doesn't stop there. It's loaded with lutein and chlorophyll. These act like shields for your collagen. They detox, they reduce inflammation, and they protect your joints and nerves like little plant bodyguards. And here's the kicker. Spinach has magnesium. Over 60% of adults over 60 are deficient in it. Magnesium helps muscles relax, nerves fire properly, and collagen enzymes do their thing. I didn't even know I was low until I started eating spinach daily and noticed I wasn't waking up with pins and needles in my legs anymore. It also contains natural nitrates, which improve blood flow. Better circulation means better delivery of the nutrients your collagen needs to rebuild. I keep it simple, raw in salads, lightly sautéed with garlic and olive oil, or blended into smoothies with lemon juice for that extra kick of vitamin C. And when I pair it with red bell peppers, chef's kiss. That combo lights up your collagen production like fireworks. Vegetable number 6, okra, my plant-based joint cushion. Okra? Yeah, I know, it's slimy, it's weird, but let me tell you something. Okra changed the game for me. I used to ignore it. Too slimy, too strange. But now, I see it as this plant-based repair system for my knees, my fingers, and even the stiffness in my back. Okra contains mucilage, a thick gel-like substance that acts like a cushion for your joints. When your body loses collagen, your cartilage dries out, and your joints get brittle. That's where the pain comes from. But mucilage mimics the synovial fluid in your joints. It coats them, cushions them, and makes movement feel easier. It also has pectin, polyphenols, and rhamnogalacturonin. Fancy names, I know, but they stimulate collagen production and fight the oxidative stress that tears down cartilage. And get this, a 2021 study showed that okra extract helped rebuild cartilage in damaged joints and even regenerated collagen. That's not just cool, it's hopeful, especially if you've been waking up with stiff knees or fingers that won't grip. It's also rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, manganese. Basically everything your body needs to activate, form, and protect collagen fibers. I cook mine with turmeric and garlic or roast it until it's just right. The texture takes getting used to, but the results? Worth every bite. What no one told me is that okra isn't just food, it's joint therapy in a pod. I mean it. After a few weeks of adding it into my meals, I stopped wincing every time I bent down to tie my shoes. My back, which always felt like a rusty hinge in the morning, started loosening up before I even finished my first cup of tea. The mucilage, that sticky part people usually complain about, that's the very thing that changed how my knees moved. It's like my joints finally had some glide again. And when you've been feeling bone on bone for months, that little cushion makes a huge difference. I also started noticing that my hands weren't locking up while chopping vegetables or holding the steering wheel. The stiffness I'd chalked up to age wasn't just getting older, it was collagen loss. And okra was giving my body a second chance to rebuild it. And it didn't just stop at joints. That prebiotic fiber in okra started working wonders on my digestion. I felt lighter, less bloated, more energized. And since your gut is where nutrient absorption happens, I could tell everything I was eating was finally being used the right way. Sometimes I'd cook it down into soups, let it simmer and thicken the broth naturally. Other times I'd grill it, let the edges char just a bit, drizzle with lemon. I even added it to stews with lentils and bone broth. Total collagen cocktail. People started asking me what I was doing differently, why I was standing taller, moving better, not cracking my back every time I got up from a chair. I told them the truth. Okra. Slimy, awkward, underappreciated okra. And here's the beautiful part. It didn't cost me anything extra. It wasn't a supplement or some miracle cure. It was a vegetable I'd ignored for most of my life, and now it was helping me regain control over my body. When you're older, every little bit of support matters. Every bite is an opportunity to give your body the tools to heal. And okra? It's not just a side dish, it's part of my comeback story. It's funny how something I used to avoid is now something I crave. Because once your body starts feeling right again, once your joints move with less resistance, and once the pain starts fading into the background, you want more of whatever made that possible. And for me, that was okra. Not glamorous, not trendy, but powerful in ways I never imagined. Vegetable number 5, broccoli, the nerve protector and collagen guardian. We've all heard broccoli is healthy, but for someone over 60, broccoli isn't just healthy, it's vital. The key, sulforaphane. This compound turns on your body's repair genes and helps reduce inflammation in your connective tissues. That includes the collagen-rich areas that keep your muscles, joints, and even your nerves working right. There was a study in 2020 that showed sulforaphane could protect fibroblasts. Those are the little guys who build collagen. It also accelerated healing in damaged cartilage. That's huge, because I don't just want to slow down damage. I want to rebuild what I've lost, and broccoli brings backup. Vitamin C for collagen synthesis. Vitamin K to keep calcium in your bones and out of your joints. Glucosinolates to reduce oxidative stress. It even helps regulate blood sugar, which is key, because high glucose levels stiffen collagen. I had no idea that collagen could sugarcoat and become brittle. Broccoli helps stop that. Steam it lightly, add lemon juice, or roast it with garlic. Just don't overcook it. And here's a tip. Add a pinch of mustard seed powder after cooking. It boosts sulforaphane absorption big time. My knees feel stronger, my hands less shaky, and all from a vegetable I used to push aside. And here's the part that still blows my mind. Broccoli wasn't some overnight miracle. It was slow, subtle, but every week something shifted. One day I stood up from the couch without using my hands to push off. Another day I noticed my grip was tighter when opening a jar. Those little wins added up. That's the broccoli effect. Sulforaphane doesn't just work on joints, it also impacts your nervous system. I read that it crosses the blood-brain barrier and actually helps protect neurons from oxidative stress. And when I say I felt that, I mean I stopped waking up with my hands asleep and that odd buzzing feeling running down my arms. It felt like my body was getting its communication lines back, like the wiring had been frayed for years and someone finally patched it up. I also noticed I was recovering faster after activity. Whether it was gardening or just walking a longer loop, I wasn't as sore the next day. I didn't need to take a break after every errand. My endurance was rebuilding quietly in the background. And it wasn't just the joints. My skin started looking different. Less sag, more bounce. That elasticity that slowly disappears with age. It was trying to come back. And I owe that in part to sulforaphane giving my collagen-making fibroblasts a second wind. I even started getting creative, blending steamed broccoli into soups, mixing it with mashed avocado, even folding it into omelets. Once I figured out the mustard seed powder trick, I started feeling those benefits faster. Sometimes I'd add just a sliver of red chili or ginger for warmth, and I swear the synergy made it feel like a full-on therapy session. Only it was dinner. It's not glamorous, it's not trendy, but broccoli is doing the deep behind-the-scenes work, rebuilding, protecting, nourishing. And when you're over 60, it's not just about eating healthy, it's about eating strategically, giving your body the tools it actually needs to patch itself up. So if you're sitting there thinking broccoli is boring or bland, I get it. I used to be that person. But give it a few weeks. Eat it consistently. Pair it right. You'll start to notice that your joints don't creak as loudly. Your legs carry you a bit further. Your grip feels stronger, and that's not just broccoli on your plate. That's sulforaphane working overtime to bring your body back to life. Vegetable number 4, beets, my secret weapon for collagen and circulation. You know that cold, heavy feeling in your legs, like your calves are dragging or your toes have gone numb. That used to be my daily reality. I thought it was poor muscle strength. Turns out, it was poor blood flow and poor collagen delivery, and beets fixed that. Beets are loaded with nitrates that convert into nitric oxide in the body. That means your blood vessels relax, oxygen flows better, and nutrients get to where they need to go, including your knees, your feet, your hands. One study showed that older adults who drank beet juice saw a 21% increase in lower limb blood flow. Not just circulation, but better quadriceps activation and endurance. That's huge, because even if you're eating the right stuff, if your blood can't deliver the nutrients, your collagen can't rebuild. Beets also contain betanin, an antioxidant that protects your collagen from oxidative stress. They're rich in folate too, which supports cell turnover and repair. Low folate, that's linked to high homocysteine, a marker that damages collagen and stiffens blood vessels. I roast mine or steam them. I don't boil them. Too many nutrients end up in the water. I drink beet juice a few times a week, raw beets in salads, and sometimes pair them with orange slices for a boost. And my legs, they feel lighter, warmer, like they actually want to move again. I didn't expect such a dramatic shift from something as humble as beets. I mean, they stain everything. They're messy, but what they did for my circulation, worth every red-streaked cutting board. One morning, I noticed I could stand a little longer without that dull ache crawling up my calves. The kind of ache that usually had me reaching for a chair after 5 minutes. That wasn't just relief, that was progress. My body was finally getting the nutrients it needed, and I swear I could feel it in my fingertips too. That icy numbness I'd wake up with, it started fading. There was this new warmth in my hands, like the furnace had been turned back on after years of hibernation. Beets didn't just help me move better, they helped me heal better. Because collagen doesn't work in isolation. It needs oxygen, it needs circulation, it needs delivery. And beets, they're like the delivery trucks on overdrive. Even my recovery time improved. After a long walk or stretching session, I didn't feel wiped out. The soreness didn't linger like it used to. It was like my tissues were finally bouncing back. And don't get me started on the energy. That brain fog that used to sit over me like a cloud, it lifted. I felt sharper, quicker, more present. That's nitric oxide working its magic. Not just on the legs, but on the mind too. I even got into the habit of sipping a little beet juice before I walked. Nothing fancy, just a few ounces. And those walks started feeling easier. My feet didn't slap the ground like bricks. They lifted, they flowed. Beets became my pre-movement ritual. A little roasted beet with a drizzle of olive oil, or blended with berries for a tangy, earthy smoothie. And every time my legs said, "Thank you." People ask me now, what changed? And I say it without hesitation. Circulation. Beets helped bring my body back online. They delivered oxygen, nutrients, and warmth to places that had gone dark. So if your legs feel like anchors, if your feet feel frozen in time, or if your hands go numb when you type, try beets. Not for the flavor, not for the trend, but for what they do inside you. Because sometimes the key isn't doing more. It's getting the right fuel to the places that need it. And that's what beets do best. Vegetable number 3, seaweed, my unexpected ally from the ocean. Okay, now this one surprised me. Seaweed. I used to think of it as just sushi wrapping, weird, slippery ocean stuff. But once I looked into it, seaweed quickly became one of the most powerful tools in my collagen repair kit. And almost no one talks about it. If your joints feel stiff, your tendons feel tight, or your nerves are flaring up with tingling or burning sensations, seaweed might be the one thing you're missing. See, collagen production doesn't just depend on protein or vitamin C. It also needs trace minerals like copper, manganese, and zinc. These aren't always easy to get, but seaweed delivers all three in highly absorbable forms. They're called enzyme cofactors, and your body needs them to activate and assemble collagen strands. Without them, your joints stay stiff, your tendons dry out, and your nerves stay irritated and exposed. And here's where it gets even better. Research in journals like Marine Drugs and the International Journal of Biological Macromolecules found that seaweed polysaccharides, especially fucoidan, stimulate fibroblast activity. That means more collagen production and reduced inflammation around joints and nerves. That's what we want. If your hands are cold and tingly, your feet ache, or your knees don't bend like they used to, seaweed might be the answer hiding in plain sight. And don't forget the thyroid connection. Seaweed is naturally rich in iodine, which supports your thyroid, a gland that controls tissue repair, metabolism, and healing speed. A sluggish thyroid, which is more common than people think after 60, can slow down everything, including how fast your body heals and rebuilds collagen. I started small. Low-sodium dried seaweed like nori sheets or snacks without oil or salt. I crumbled them into salads, soups, or smoothies. You barely taste them. And after a few weeks, my fingers didn't burn at night anymore. My knees started to bend a little easier. It was subtle, but real. This sea plant might seem odd, but it's not just food, it's connective tissue therapy from the inside out. And the strangest part? It didn't take a mountain of it. I wasn't eating seaweed salads the size of my head or drinking green ocean smoothies. Just a few flakes here and there, tucked into my meals like a secret weapon. My body noticed, even if my taste buds barely did. What really blew my mind was how fast the circulation in my hands improved. You know that icy, prickly feeling when your fingers just don't get warm? That started fading. I could stretch my hands in the morning without wincing. I could grip a mug without feeling like my joints were made of glass. There's something almost magical about seaweed's ability to get deep, into tissues, into nerves, into the places where pain usually hides. It's not flashy. It doesn't announce itself with a big flavor or color, but it works quietly, rebuilding the foundation we all tend to lose with age. And let me tell you, when I learned about fucoidan, I was hooked. This compound not only supports collagen production, it actually helps reduce chronic inflammation at the root. We're talking about the kind of inflammation that makes you feel stiff when you wake up and swollen by the afternoon. Fucoidan helps put out that fire, Even my digestion improved. Seaweed is rich in soluble fiber, and that meant less bloating, more regularity, and better absorption of other nutrients I was already eating. It's like seaweed helped unlock everything else in my diet. My body became more efficient, more capable. Some nights I'd crumble a sheet into my soup. Other days I'd stir it into my scrambled eggs or sneak it into a smoothie. I wasn't trying to be trendy. I was just listening to what my body responded to. And I'll be honest, there was something oddly empowering about eating seaweed. Like I was reclaiming something ancient, something primal. People have been eating this stuff for centuries, especially in cultures known for long lifespans and healthy aging. Maybe they were onto something. Now I keep a stash in my kitchen at all times, not because I crave it, but because my joints, my nerves, and my thyroid all feel the difference when I don't get it. If you've been living with discomfort in your hands, your legs, your back, give seaweed a chance. It might be weird, it might feel slippery, but what it does for your collagen, your nerves, and your recovery, that's solid science, and for me, solid relief. Vegetable number 2, asparagus, the elegant spear that healed me from the inside. Now asparagus, this one made me feel fancy just cooking it. But don't let the elegance fool you. Asparagus is one of the most direct collagen-repairing vegetables you can put on your plate. If your joints feel loose, your skin is sagging, or your nerves are screaming after you do something simple like reach or walk, listen up. Asparagus's secret lies in a compound your body absolutely depends on for repair. Glutathione. That's your body's master antioxidant. It fights oxidative stress, protects your nerve and muscle fibers, and keeps your collagen structure from breaking down. A 2020 study in oxidative medicine and cellular longevity showed that seniors with higher glutathione levels had stronger collagen structures, lower joint degradation, and better bone strength over time. And asparagus is one of the richest sources of glutathione you can eat. But it does more than that. It delivers vitamin K to guide calcium into bones and keep it out of soft tissues like your cartilage. Because, trust me, the last thing you want is calcium hardening your joints or nerves. It gives you folate for cell turnover, prebiotic fiber to support your gut, which helps absorb all those collagen nutrients, and it just works. You know what surprised me the most? When I paired it with eggs or salmon or gave it a good squeeze of lemon, I felt better within days. Not cured, but steadier. My steps felt more confident. I could walk farther without pain. Just don't overcook it. That destroys the glutathione and folate. Lightly steamed, roasted with garlic and olive oil. That's where the magic is. Asparagus isn't just a side dish. It's collagen therapy disguised as dinner. And you know what else I didn't expect? Asparagus actually helped me sleep better. Sounds unrelated, right? But here's the thing, when your nerves are calmer and your joints aren't screaming at night, your body lets you rest, and quality sleep is where healing really happens. I'd wake up less stiff, less achy. It was subtle at first, but then it became undeniable. I also noticed something else. That twitchy feeling I used to get in my calves after sitting too long, gone. Turns out asparagus's glutathione and folate combo actually supports the nervous system at a cellular level. It's like it feeds your nerves the calm they've been begging for. And get this, because asparagus is packed with prebiotic fiber, it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. That means better digestion, better nutrient absorption, and less bloating after meals. I wasn't just healing, I was digesting like I was 30 again. Some mornings I even sautéed it with a bit of turmeric for that extra anti-inflammatory punch. Other times I'd chop it into an omelet with a splash of lemon and herbs. I made it fun, I made it mine. The elegance of asparagus isn't just in how it looks, it's in how it works. Quiet, precise, deep. It goes into the cracks you didn't know were broken and starts stitching things back together from the inside out. It reminded me that not all healing has to be dramatic. Sometimes the most powerful changes happen slowly, bite by bite, and that feeling of steady strength, it's addictive. I didn't need a miracle. I just needed consistency. A few spears here, a few there. Over time, it became less about eating healthy and more about nourishing myself in a way that made me feel alive again. And honestly, there's something beautiful about looking down at your plate and knowing that what you're eating isn't just tasty, it's rebuilding you. Asparagus taught me that healing could taste amazing, that it could feel like elegance, even on an ordinary Tuesday night, and that taking care of your body doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be intentional. Vegetable number 1, parsley, my secret weapon in disguise. Now this one floored me. Parsley. That little green sprinkle on the edge of the plate. The garnish. I used to push it aside thinking it was just for looks, but parsley is hands down the most powerful collagen-restoring vegetable I've ever eaten, and I almost ignored it completely. Let me tell you why it matters so much. Especially if your knees ache, your hands tingle, or your legs feel older than the rest of you. Gram for gram, parsley has more vitamin C than an orange, and more vitamin K than kale. These 2 nutrients aren't just helpful, they're essential. Vitamin C is your body's #1 collagen builder. Without it, collagen production just doesn't happen. I don't care how much protein you're eating. No vitamin C, no collagen. Vitamin K makes sure calcium gets to your bones, not your joints or arteries. That protects your cartilage from stiffening and your blood vessels from hardening. But wait, there's more. Parsley is packed with a flavonoid called apigenin. This stuff helps calm inflammation in fibroblasts, the very cells that make collagen, protects your collagen from free radicals and stress, and soothes nerve flare-ups that cause burning, tingling, and discomfort. Basically, apigenin is a bodyguard for your collagen, especially important if you're dealing with arthritis or nerve pain. It even boosts glutathione, your body's internal detox hero. That helps clear out toxins that destroy collagen, speeds up healing in ligaments and nerves, and slows aging at the cellular level. And the chlorophyll in parsley? That helps your body carry more oxygen to muscles and joints. So even if you're 70 or 80, your tissues can still heal after movement. I started small, chopping it fresh and tossing it into soups, eggs, rice bowls, even smoothies. I didn't even notice the taste after a while, just a few tablespoons a day, and slowly things started shifting. My joints weren't as cranky, my fingers didn't lock up as much, and I had this weird sense of lift, like my body wasn't dragging anymore. It's wild. The thing I used to push off my plate ended up being the very thing my body was crying out for. Not a pill, not a powder, just parsley. And the more I read, the more blown away I was. Did you know parsley even helps reduce fluid retention? That puffiness we sometimes feel in our knees or hands? Parsley flushes that right out. It's a natural diuretic without dehydrating you. And when your body isn't holding on to unnecessary water, your joints feel less swollen and your movements smoother. Plus, I found out parsley helps your liver detox heavy metals, things we've all been exposed to over the years, like mercury, lead, even aluminum. They build up in the tissues and silently wreck our collagen. Parsley helps move them out little by little. It's also got this quiet power to regulate blood sugar. Why does that matter for collagen? Because high blood sugar creates something called advanced glycation end products. Basically sticky little sugar bombs that destroy collagen and stiffen your tissues. Parsley fights that, naturally. And here's what really got me. Parsley doesn't just rebuild, it protects what you still have. It shields your skin from UV damage. It prevents elastin breakdown, so you don't just rebuild your foundation, you keep it intact. Sometimes when I'd go for a walk in the park or stretch in the morning, I'd feel this odd tightness under my skin, like things were shrinking inside. Once I made parsley a habit, that weird tightness faded. My skin felt more alive. Even my digestion improved. Parsley calmed my gut, reduced that bloated feeling, and helped me absorb nutrients better. Because let's be honest, none of this matters if your body can't absorb what you're eating. It was like parsley went to every corner of my body and flipped the switch back on. And all this from a garnish, a humble green I never thought twice about. Now, I keep a little bunch in my fridge at all times. I chop it fresh daily, like it's my own form of herbal therapy. Sometimes I even chew on it raw, just for the rush of freshness. Because the truth is, parsley isn't just for looks, it's for strength, it's for healing, and if your joints, your hands, your knees are calling out for help, this little leaf might just be what they've been waiting for. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that tingling hands, weak legs, and stiff joints aren't just signs of getting old. They're your body's way of whispering, "I need help. I'm losing my foundation." And that foundation is collagen. By the time we notice the signs, by the time the pain shows up, we've already lost up to 40% of our natural collagen stores. That's not fear-mongering, that's just biology. But here's the part no one tells us: we're not helpless. We don't need painful injections, we don't need expensive treatments or miracle powders from the internet. What we need is food. Real, whole vegetables that have been quietly healing humans for centuries. From spinach to seaweed, from beets to parsley. These vegetables are powerful, proven, backed by science, and available in your fridge, your farmer's market, or maybe even your garden. Healing doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it comes on a plate, one bite at a time, one meal at a time. So please, don't wait. Start tomorrow. Just pick one veggie, add it to your day, and feel the difference. Because you're not too old to feel strong again. You're not too far gone. You're just one decision away. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which symptom are you trying to fix? Tingling hands, stiff knees, cold feet? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one and I'll be replying because your story matters. And if this helped you, even just one aha moment, hit that like button. Subscribe for more and share this with someone who needs to hear it. I'll be back next week with more healing foods and tips to help you stay strong, steady, and thriving after 60. Because you deserve that, always.